Local programming on KRWG Public Media made possible in part by viewers like you. Thank you.
This is KRWG Public Media, TV, radio, online. News that matters. Now, across the Mesilla Valley and the borderland, the stories that shape our community. From the KRWG Broadcast Center at New Mexico State University, this is Newsmakers.
Thanks for joining us on this special edition of Newsmakers. I'm Fred Martino. In just a moment, we are going to speak with two student filmmakers from New Mexico State University's Creative Media Institute, or CMI. But first, a look at their work, which raised thousands of dollars to help the homeless in Las Cruces.
Hi, my name is Samantha D'Amico.
My name is Fernando Rivera.
And we're seniors at the Creative Media Institute at New Mexico State University.
Sam and I are organizing a GoFundMe campaign known as the Camp Hope Stimulus Campaign. Camp Hope inspires myself and everyone around me within this group because of what they're doing for the residents there. They're giving them a place to stay, they're giving them food, showers, they let them wash clothes. It's not something that you would normally see in many communities. So the hope that they're bringing to those residents is something that the community should see.
I'm inspired by Camp Hope specifically because I just am so inspired by all the amazing things that they're doing for their residents there, how they're being that necessary building block to let these people progress to the next point in their life and lending them aid in whichever way that they need. And I'm just so excited to be a part of this with Fernando. And as content creators, we just want to use our platform as an ability to make a change in our own community, and we invite you to join us.
We're inviting you to join us to donate a portion of your stimulus check to help those less fortunate within our community.
My name is Nicole Martinez. I'm the Executive Director of the Mesilla Valley Community of Hope, and today we're sitting at Camp Hope, located behind Mesilla Valley Community of Hope. The Community of Hope is an agency that works with people experiencing homelessness in a variety of capacities. We serve people with case management, shelter services, income support, housing, and shelter at Camp Hope. The camp is largely autonomous, and it has been a really great honor to work with people who, when given the opportunity to shine, do. They have all stepped up to make sure that Camp Hope is operational and that they are supporting each other while they're experiencing homelessness and crisis, all the way to supporting each other to getting into housing. Camp Hope is not a federally funded program. So if we were to receive donations totaling $10,000, we would be able to use it toward the camp by purchasing tents, tarps, sleeping bags, laundry detergent, anything that we need that helps Camp Hope be operational and meet the needs of the clients that we're sheltering.
The Community of Hope has provided me with shelter, as opposed to being on the streets and homeless out there with the threats of violence and theft and stuff. Being here at Camp Hope, I felt a security and a tranquility that is, it's a good thing to have when you're going through a predicament like mine.
These people have done nothing but help. They try to help you cope through your life, or help you find a way, find the right path.
Thank you for all of them. The people that donate, people that work here, the people that work very diligently to try to help us move forward. Thank you.
My name is Lacey Yoxel. We're at the Camp Hope here at Community of Hope, and I am the outreach coordinator here at the camp. People who are experiencing homelessness sometimes don't have access to the things that they need, and that's what we're trying to provide here, is access to those basic needs. And as I mentioned, the camp is based off of donation, and I mean, no donation is too small, so just share it. Help us out here at the Community of Hope.
Our ask for the community of Las Cruces is to consider donating a portion of your stimulus check, if possible, so that we can continue to operate Camp Hope, so that we can keep people safe in our community who don't have a roof over their head. It would really help us to keep up with our operations here and to support those who are in need in our own community. So please consider donating.
The pandemic has been hard on all of us, but especially for the less fortunate, it's taken an even more difficult toll. Now is the time to donate and make a difference in the lives of those who need it most.
$1, $5, 10, 20, no amount is ever too small. Please donate what you can, and please share with 5 other people you know.
In this way, we can come together as a community and help this incredible program and provide shelter for 50 people for an entire year. So, thank you for your support.
And joining me now, CMI students Fernando Rivera and Samantha D'Amico. Congratulations to both of you on this great project. Some folks may have read about it in the newspaper or at krwg.org. Fernando, I want to start with you. Tell me how you came up with the idea for a fundraiser in conjunction with the film we just saw, and how did you choose Camp Hope?
So it actually started about a year and a half ago when I planned to take a trip to Austin, Texas with a couple of friends. And when I think of Austin, you think of the city, you think of the grassy fields around there. And going into the actual city, it was something different from what I expected. What I saw and what I noticed was the issue of homelessness. The population was just immense around the city. It wasn't what I expected. And I thought to myself, what was going on? What was something that we can do ourselves to go ahead and help what the issue is? And so I brought that knowledge back with me. And coming into Ilana's class, the social impact of film, I thought maybe this is the chance for me to actually create a difference starting small within our community in Las Cruces, in our area, El Paso, this entire area. And many people dismiss the fact of homelessness, the issue, and only see it as a problem and not something that we can help with. And so I thought of using that time within this class to actually start something to create a difference is what made me more impactful on the issue. It helped me bring out my ideas to begin something that can actually help the community.
Yeah.
So starting small and building our way up, maybe starting small just on this little donation fundraiser, I thought it could maybe help make a difference within the community, within Las Cruces, hopefully the state, the United States, and just keep building our way up there. And using film in conjunction with this project, it only helps show the emotion of those residents at Camp Hope. It helps us show what is really going on instead of just an article reading, other people looking on the internet what's going on. They can actually see the issue of what is happening in the community. And I thought that in the film coming together, it was perfect. It was just perfect to bring up.
It really was. It really raises awareness on this issue, and getting that personal angle is so important. Samantha, I understand you really connected to this idea in that meeting some of the residents of Camp Hope changed your preconceived notions about homelessness.
Absolutely. Going into the camp, I had read about it. I had learned a little bit about it just to research in order to be on the team. But getting to meet them was such a different experience because I learned that there's so many people from different walks of life that are experiencing homelessness for different reasons. And it just gave me so much more compassion. There's people who are just had a bad home life and they're trying to get out and they're young and they're making something for themselves. Or there's someone who's in an elderly age and they're not getting enough support from the state and they're trying to survive on the streets later in life. And yeah, it just gave me so much more compassion and understanding for those around me. And it's made me much more perceptive to what's going on and how to help those around me and help those in our community.
Yeah, and the numbers are very big. You know, the federal government tracks this, and the Housing and Urban Development Department, the last number I was able to pick up was in 2019, where it said that more than 500,000 people in the United States on any given night are homeless. It's a shocking statistic. Fernando, tell me what you wanted to convey with the film for people who really were not familiar with Camp Hope or homelessness in general.
Yeah, so again, using the film idea, it helped me give that idea of what Camp Hope actually was. I would go up to certain smaller businesses or certain individuals that I knew, and I asked them, "Do you know what Camp Hope is? Do you know what Mesilla Valley Community of Hope is?" And they were oblivious to what it was. So using this film, it gave others an idea of what we have going on within our community, that we have that help, we have that hope in here in Las Cruces. And because they were so unaware of what was going on in Camp Hope, we used the film as a sort of tool to help us. And using that film, it not only gives them the insight to see what's actually happening at Camp Hope, it lets them see the emotion, it lets them see those feelings that they're feeling, and it lets them see those residents in person and actually have a more personal connection with those people in Camp Hope.
Samantha, give me a sense of how you think this might impact your work in the future.
In a short period of time, I've already taken away a lot of life lessons from doing this campaign. It's taught me the difficulties and the different processes that go into fundraising. It can be hard to ask for money sometimes, but having to step out of your comfort zone and really approach people because this is something you're passionate about, it's been a big learning curve for me. It's also taught me a lot about how to possibly successfully fundraise projects in the future as an independent filmmaker. And I think it's just all around been a really, really great experience, along with like networking, fundraising, and it's just a bunch of tools that I'm going to take with me into the film industry.
Well, congratulations again, Fernando. How about you? How do you think working on this might impact your future work in film and life in general?
So yeah, like Sam said, working on a project that started so small as just an idea to help others, it made its way, as we see, to something much larger than it was in the beginning. We've received so much help. We've received so many donors. We've met new people that are willing to step out of their way to help us and help the community. And this helps me understand what I can do and what I can create, even the smallest difference within our community. And hopefully in the world, hopefully people can see this as something larger than it is and take that within themselves to create a difference and spark that initiative to create something even worldwide to help the issue. And hopefully besides our community, they can see and understand our points of view on this certain issue. And like Sam said, I've met so many people throughout this. I've helped so many others. They've helped us, they've helped me. And I can take so much of the marketing strategies, the tools, everything I've learned here into my future career as a filmmaker.
Well, I just think this is an incredible project. We're proud of you at New Mexico State. And this is something that I think has raised a lot of awareness about this issue and about Camp Hope. Fernando Rivera and Samantha D'Amico, thank you both for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And joining me now from the Creative Media Institute, Ilana Lapid. She was recognized with the College of Arts and Sciences Outstanding Faculty Achievement Award in Teaching at New Mexico State. Congratulations, Ilana.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Well, it is great to have you here, and I want to start with your reaction to Fernando and Samantha's project.
Yeah, so we are really tremendously excited about Fernando and Samantha's project, the Camp Hope Stimulus Campaign. To provide a little context, I, as a filmmaker, am very interested in social impact filmmaking, in creating films that engage with the pressing issues of our times. And I've done that in my own work with my film Yochi that deals with the illegal wildlife trade, and partnered with nonprofits around the world to use that for conservation education. And then came back to CMI and created a course called The Social Impact of Film. And the main goal of the course is to train students to be content creators and change makers. and following their own interests and their own convictions to find projects that they can engage with through the power of visual storytelling. And so Fernando and Sam decided that they want to work on the issue of homelessness in our communities, and they decided to do this project to benefit Camp Hope at the Community of Hope that serves the homeless population of Las Cruces.
Yeah, and it really shows the impact of film in raising awareness, in this case, money as well.
Yes, they initially decided that they were going to try to raise $500, and then we had a meeting with Nicole Martinez, the executive director of Community of Hope, and talked to her about what the need is. And she said, well, it would be great if you could raise between $5,000 and $10,000. And so Fernando took it upon himself, and Sam joined in. They decided they're going to go for it and try to raise $10,000 by asking NMSU students, faculty, staff, and the community at large to donate a portion of their stimulus checks to fund an entire year of Camp Hope at Community of Hope. And they have already raised over $3,500, which I feel is really impressive for undergrad students in their first GoFundMe campaign.
Yeah, and by the time this airs, it may be even more money that they've raised. But the point was that what a great idea and what a great project that they were thinking about this, that they wanted to have an impact with their film that went beyond just the awareness, but raising money right away. What a great idea. What are some of the other issues that your students tackled? As you mentioned, this is part of a class where all of the films are supposed to tackle important issues and raise awareness about those issues.
We have students this semester who are making films about alternatives to wood and construction of musical instruments, about gender inclusion, about sustainable fashion industries, about mental health issues faced by people during COVID, mental health issues faced by veterinarians, among other projects. And the students are so engaged, and it's very exciting for me to facilitate the process by which they can connect to their voice and their power as filmmakers.
What an incredible diversity of topics. Speaking of diversity, I want to move now to another project you've been involved with, the 48-hour film project. There was also a lot of diversity in this effort, everything from film noir to a music video that we're going to see at the end of this show.
Right. So the project you're referring to is the Reimagining Borders 48-Hour Film Challenge that was sponsored by the Southwest Border and Culture Institute and the Las Cruces International Film Festival this past year in 2021. And it was really an exciting and successful endeavor. We had over 90 filmmakers participating from Las Cruces, El Paso, and Juarez primarily, and several other cities as well. So it was the first cross-border 48-hour film challenge that I know of. And all filmmakers were asked to comply with COVID-safe filming regulations, meaning that they had to film from their own homes, and they had to have at least one film that was filmed over Zoom. And if they collaborated with their team members, everybody had to send footage from their own home. So it was a very unusual and exciting 48 hours for all of the participants, and a really exciting adventure for me to be a part of.
And give me a sense, Ilana, of the skills that the students gain doing a project so quickly.
Right, and this was for the students and for the community at large. One of the great things about having only 48 hours to make a film from start to finish, including writing it, pre-production, production, post-production, is that you really have to strengthen your, lean into your creative problem-solving skills. First of all, think outside the box. And you don't really have any time at all to overthink things. So you have to trust your instincts, your creative instincts, focus on the story that you're trying to tell, and really put your heart into it and go for it. And we were really impressed with the results and the films that came out of our quarantine 48-hour film challenge this year.
Of course, students, as you mentioned, were limited to their place of residence in the 48-hour film project, but there's really been a great limitation overall due to the pandemic. It must be inspiring to see students continue to adapt.
It has been very inspiring for me, and when the pandemic hit, my students were midway through filming documentaries. The productions came to a halt, the equipment room was closed, we had to pivot, and that was in the spring of 2020 when we asked them to then create pandemic films from their homes, and those were then screened at KRWG in the CMI's Pandemic Showcase over the summer. And I've really been impressed with my students' resourcefulness, their commitment to keep showing up for themselves and for each other, and really with the power of choosing creativity in the face of adversity, in the face of the challenging times that we find ourselves in, and how much resilience can result from that process.
Well, this is just the beginning of our work together. We are going to see, I hope, many more of your students' films dealing with the importance of raising awareness on important issues, social issues in our community and really across the globe. Ilana, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Good to have you with us. Thank you for joining us at home as well. For all of us at KRWG News, I'm Fred Martino. We leave you with one of the entries in the 48-hour film project, A Fire.
When I was growing up, I struggled a lot with confidence and kind of owning my own confidence. I was very shy as a kid. So I wanted to write something that's kind of about, owning your fire and your confidence and making sure that you don't run away from your past and you really kind of own everything that you are. Hey, do you want to FaceTime?
Inside of me is a slowly growing light. I won't let it burn out again. Let it go and let it happen. Time for a new trend. Keep your distance, no flame resistance. I will set you afire. Cold and cornered, soft words get murmured. I will set you afire. Don't keep them under wraps. The forces of your past, they will only come back to haunt. The only way out from your fearful doubt is to let the pain breathe you in. Keep your distance, no flame resistance. I will set you afire. Cold and cornered, soft words get murmured. I will set you afire.
Just that I've really worked hard on my music. I've done it all myself. I'd say the first step is just, really just go for it. Like, get a guitar, get a piano. I mean, you really don't even need that. Just sing, write your songs down, write all your feelings down, all the things that you're too afraid to tell people or talk about them, and just really write it all out, and don't be afraid to go for it, because if it's your passion, you should not hold back at all and just go for it.